Hello, SRF Ninja here from soreelflix.com. That time in the month again, I'm going to be sharing everything that I bought in the month of August. I got a good amount of movies, I got some box sets, and I got some DVDs and whatnot, and let's get straight down into it. First up is a DVD, it's a documentary I got to review. It's from MVD Visual. It's a really good one. It's called Soaked in Bleach. Documentary on the death of Kurt Cobain. It's a really, really good documentary. Well put. You can check out my review right here. Click that guy right here. I gave it I think a 4.5 out of 5. It's really good. You definitely got to check this out. I'm not a huge fan of Kurt Cobain, but definitely a good documentary on his death, the mystery surrounding his death. Alright, next up is another DVD. It's another documentary. It's a short one, it's only like 54 minutes long. It's Sir Ivan, I Am Peace Man. This was I thought this was going to be kind of a weird one, because look at it, it's like pink, and there's this guy with a peace symbol, and he's wearing a cape. But this is a guy who has a ton of money. He's come from a rich family, but he does a lot of good in this world. He wears a cape, has a peace sign on it. It's pretty crazy dude. He's pretty out there. He's definitely a character. And he hosts a good amount of big parties at his castle in the Hamptons there. I didn't really know what I was going to think when I started viewing it, but definitely pretty cool. Doesn't have any nudity in it or anything, but his type of parties, I'm pretty sure there's tons of nudity. I wouldn't mind trying to go to one as a ninja, but hey, definitely check this out. Check out my review right here and see more of what I think on it. It's definitely a pretty cool documentary, I would say. Next up is another DVD from Artsploitation Films. This one's a very weird one. The Summer House. It's a kind of a thriller, not really a horror movie, and I really couldn't give this a rating. It's kind of weird. It's just too much for me, I would say. It's because it's kind of dealing with pedophilia. And I was like, it's kind of a shocker, I guess you can say. But if you're looking for something kind of weird like that, definitely check. Each person in this film has something going on with them, either whether it's a guy who's married to a woman who's having a relationship with this young boy, which is kind of messing me up a little bit. Then you have this little girl who's kind of like a weird one. She's kind of murderous, and she wants to put on makeup all the time. Then you have the guy's wife. Definitely, she's undersexed and whatever. She's doesn't like him that much. And then you got another couple and whatnot. But it's definitely a weird movie. I would say check it out at your own risk. If you like this kind of a disturbing kind of movie, check it out, I guess. All right, let's get down to my Blu-rays. And first up is a box set. It's a really good one. It's James Clavell's Shogun. Definitely got to pick this up. It's really good. It's a TV movie, I would say. And they hit a lot of stuff in here. It's like The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise, but more story. Definitely pretty cool. Not a ton of action. And the American guy that's in it, he doesn't learn how to throw down with a sword or anything, but he does use it somewhat within this film here. I really, really enjoyed it. I highly recommend picking this up. I got it for like $20 off of Amazon, which this usually goes for like $50. Definitely got to pick that up. Next up, it's a movie that everyone's got to have. The Last Dragon. First time on Blu-ray too. It's the 30th anniversary edition. Very cool. I really love this movie. I loved this since I was a kid. You definitely got to have it in your collection. It looks really good on Blu-ray. And of course, great action, great act. Well, the acting was okay, but there's a lot of first-time actors in here. But overall, awesome. And great bonus features. I watched every single one of them, including The Return of the Dragon, which is a documentary. It's not super long or anything, but it's definitely worth checking out. Definitely pick this up. Gotta have it in your collection. Next up, Dolph Lundgren and Tony Jaa in Skin Trade. This is an okay movie. I would say maybe a 3.5 out of 5. It's got some decent action in it. Tony Jaa was okay in it. Also has my man Michael Jai White. He's playing the bad guy in this. Also Ron Perlman's in this as well. He's like the main bad guy, I would say. Definitely a decent movie, as you can tell by the name Skin Trade. It's about, prostitution, people smuggling people. But overall, it's cool. Dolph Lundgren is the main lead in that one. Definitely worth checking out, I would say. Next up, really good movie. I was waiting for it to come down in price, and I got my wish. That is Nightcrawler. I picked it up for $10, and it's a really good movie. Definitely crazy. Definitely got to check this out. Either rent it, watch it on Redbox, or definitely got to have it in your collection, I would say, if you're a collector. Good movie, great story. It's about a guy going around filming stuff, people dying, and he's setting up the action any way he wants so he can get a better view of the dead body and whatnot. And sometimes he even creates the accident, and he goes into this mansion where a bunch of people are shot. He's not supposed to be in there, but it's a pretty crazy movie. Definitely check this out. Jake Gyllenhaal did a really good job in that. Great acting. Next up, gotta pick this up. Well, I had to because I thought I'd never seen it before. Air America, but I have seen it one time on TV, and it brought some of those memories back, but definitely a cool movie. It's got a young Mel Gibson and a young Robert Downey Jr. They're playing pilots, and they're in a war zone that's not really supposed to be a war zone in this part of the world. And they're not really supposed to be there, so they can do all kinds of illegal stuff and get away with it because they're not really there, so to say. But overall, definitely a cool story. The runtime on the bag of this has 138 minutes, but it's not really 138 minutes. It's like 15 minutes or less. That's a mistake. Definitely pick this up, check it out. It's a pretty cool movie. Next up, it's a 2-pack. El Mariachi and Desperado. I had this on my wish list for some time on Amazon, and it's been it doesn't want to go down the price, so I went to Fi, which usually marks their prices up a ton, but they had it for very cheap for like $7.99 new, so I picked it up, and it's great. I love both of these movies. The first one, was only made for $7,000, and Desperado is kind of the same thing as El Mariachi, just a bunch more money thrown into it. Both of them are pretty good movies. El Mariachi's only in Spanish, but also has English dubbing in it as well. What I really like about this is some of the features, bonus features in here. You get a 10-minute, it shows you how Robert Rodriguez filmed or tried to make El Mariachi on the cheap as his first feature movie. It's like a 10-minute cut thing they call it or something like that. And on Desperado is another thing that shows you how he made the action sequences. So if you're into making a film, maybe you can learn some stuff off of it. But definitely check it out because the movies are pretty good, and I enjoyed both of them. Next up, Free Willy. Had to had this. Why? Because childhood classic, and it brings a tear to my eye every now and again when I watch it. It's a cool movie. It gets mediocre reviews, but hey, I really enjoyed it. I loved it. If you loved it as a child, hey, it's on Blu-ray. Go pick it up. Next up, on Blu-ray for the first time, Blast from the Past is a pretty cool movie starring Brendan Fraser and Alicia Silverstone. Pretty cool movie, of course. Brendan Fraser. If you've never seen this, Brendan Fraser's playing a guy who's been living in a bomb shelter for like 28 years or something, and they finally come out. The world's totally different. Of course, he never even knew the world. He only knows what his father taught him, which is like stuff from the 50s or 60s or something like that. And he has no clue what's going on. He has these old-time baseball cards that are worth thousands of dollars, and he doesn't know what they're worth and whatnot, but he goes around selling them off, trying to buy food to bring back to the shelter so he can live there longer. But of course, they're down there because his parents thought their nuclear bomb had exploded or something, but of course it never had happened. But overall, it's a cool movie, cool story. I say definitely try it, pick it up. Next up, first time on Blu-ray, Inner Space, directed by Steven Spielberg, or Steven Spielberg Presents. Starring a bunch of people in there. You got Dennis Quaid, Martin Short, and Meg Ryan. Dennis Quaid is a guy who goes into this machine, gets shrunken, and accidentally gets injected into Martin Short. So now he's inside Martin Short. He can tap into his eardrum, and he can talk to him. He can see out of his eyes and whatnot. But it's a pretty cool story. It gets mediocre reviews. I'll give it maybe a 3. It's definitely a fun view. I would say definitely pick it up, and looks good on Blu-ray. Next up, it's the only movie of Alfred Hitchcock I haven't had seen, or on Blu-ray I should say. There's probably a million of them I haven't seen, but this is the last one I didn't have on Blu-ray, and that is Jamaica, and I picked it up for like $20. It usually goes for 30 from Cohen Film Collection. It's actually a pretty cool movie. Some people give it a mediocre, but I highly enjoyed it. It's a cool story. It's in black and white. It's only 99 minutes long, and I like the story. It deals with pirates and these guys on this one island turning out the light for boats, so when they come by, they don't see the light and they just crash, and then the pirates go and loot the boat and whatnot. And the story goes on from there, but pretty cool. It's a cool mystery, some plot twist, but not too much. Definitely cool. I would say check it out, and you got to have it in your collection if you're an Alfred Hitchcock fan. If you're collecting all his Blu-rays, gotta pick it up. Next up, bought brand new from someone online that I know for $10. Had to pick it up. Class of 1984. Of course, I was born in 1984. Now you probably know my age, but the Ninja is 31, okay? Don't make a big deal out of it. All right. Class of 1984 gets mediocre reviews, but I enjoyed it. It's about this school that has no rules, people carrying shanks, and it's like a prison almost. This new teacher comes along and he messes things up. He's trying to make it perfect, I guess, but the teacher snaps at one point and starts killing off kids. Of course, he's still the good guy when he's killing off kids. He's just killing off the bad guys. Definitely worth the watch. If you're a collector, you definitely got to have this in your collection, especially for a Shout Screen Factory collector. Gotta pick this up. It looks good on Blu-ray too. Next up, first time on Blu-ray, thanks to Kino, James Belushi, John Ritter, and Real Men. It's actually a pretty cool movie. It's pretty funny. While John Ritter's going around, he has no... James Belushi's a detective. It's kind of over-the-top comedy with, like, shootouts and stuff. They have rules. These guys stop shooting because it's lunchtime, and they go eat lunch. It was like, why do they stop shooting? Oh, it's lunchtime. It's kind of weird like that. But overall, John Ritter's character is a guy who knows nothing. He's going around shooting his finger gun like he's actually killing people, and he thinks it works. It's every time he shoots his finger like that, he kills someone, but not him. Someone else with a gun kills the guy, but he actually thinks it works, so that's a pretty funny idea, and that gives him a ton of confidence, and now he's going around closer to the middle of the film to the end of the film. He's more of a badass. He's more of a badass than James Belushi is towards the end. I would say definitely pick it up. Definitely give it a shot if you like these two guys. It's first time on Blu-ray, and it looks pretty good. Next up, Mel Brooks movie, first time on Blu-ray, Life Stinks. I remember seeing this when I was a kid, and I highly enjoyed this. Mel Brooks playing this billionaire who makes a bet that he can survive, or he makes a bet, not that he can survive as a homeless guy, but he's making a bet because of, he's betting over land, property, with this other billionaire guy. But anyways, the bet is, if he can live like 30 days as a homeless guy or something like that, he gets the property for free or whatnot. But anyways, he goes there, all kinds of stuff happens. He torn dirty clothes and stuff, and he makes friends with a bunch of homeless people. He's the kind of guy who doesn't like homeless people. But overall, it's definitely a fun film, funny, pretty cool. I definitely say definitely pick this up. Looks good on Blu-ray. I highly enjoyed it. Glad to have it in my collection. That's thanks to Kino, by the way. Kino said put that out. Next up, another Kino film, Chuck Norris, An Eye for an Eye. Boom. It's got some cool action in it. Chuck Norris doing some kicks and shooting some guns. It's a pretty cool movie. It also has this fat guy in it. I don't know if you can see him from this distance, but you see him in a bunch of films. A big fat dude. I think he was in Three Ninjas, Kick Three Ninjas as well, where they're lighting him up. It's like, let's light this fat boy up. You know, that guy. But anyways, it's a cool movie. If you're a Chuck Norris fan, you gotta have it in your collection. It's first time on Blu-ray. It looks good. I'm glad to have it in there. Next up, another Chuck Norris Kino film, Harrow and the Terror. Boom. This one's a pretty crazy movie. Chuck Norris chasing this guy around. He's a guy that goes around killing people, but Chuck Norris is like a detective, and he goes around and he finds a guy and he gets into a battle with him, shootouts, and he's fighting him. Of course, this guy is super huge, but overall, it's definitely a cool film. I liked it. You know, some of these films are like okay at the storyline, but hey, it's a cool movie. If you're a Chuck Norris fan, Kino collector, pick it up. First time on Blu-ray, looks pretty good. Coming down to my Olive films here, into my Pam Grier collections. My first time buying any Pam Grier, and it's first time on Blu-ray for these movies I'm about to show you. It's Friday Foster. Probably my least favorite of the three that I got, but it's definitely a cool movie. Pam Grier playing a badass. She's a photographer, used to be model. Of course, there's a storyline going on, drugs, and her friend gets killed, and she's goes out and starts taking pictures, and of course, people want to try to kill her, but she gets her revenge. It's a pretty cool movie. I like Pam Grier. Some nudity, as with the other three. Definitely cool. You gotta pick it up, especially if you're a Pam Grier fan. Next up, Coffee. Definitely pretty cool. She's playing a badass, more of a badass than the other two, I would say. She's going around with a shotgun. She blows this guy's head off. Basically, in this one, her sister, like, overdosed, or one of her relative overdoses on drugs, and she's going out and killing a bunch of drug dealers and whatnot. Pretty cool. She does anything and everything. She's sleeping with people. She's giving people head. Hey, but good amount of nudity in it. She's nude in it and see her breasts in it. Pretty cool movie. I highly enjoyed it. Definitely pick it up. Another Olive film. Coming up to the third Olive film, another Pam Grier. Foxy Brown, more well-known compared to the other two. She's playing a badass in this, and I highly enjoyed it. She's, again, some more nudity in it, and I highly enjoyed the story a little bit more than the other two. Definitely got to pick this up. This is one of her most well-known movies. Next up, another Olive film, Thrashing. Josh Brolin, very young in this, and it's pretty cool. I've never seen this movie, and a lot of people talk about it, and I had to pick it up because I was a big fan of those other skate movies and skateboard movies, and this is one that I've never seen. Josh Brolin, very young in this, and he's really good at skateboarding too. Pretty cool movie. I'd definitely say pick this up if you can get it. Next up, another Olive film. This one's more of a Western film, more down to earth, not a ton of action. It's about these two guys that go around. A lot of people are poor. They're looking for a job and whatnot, and a story comes out of that. It's called Monte Walsh. It's got Lee Marvin in it. Does a really good job in it. I really like the story of this. This is a pretty cool movie. Definitely check it out if you're into Western films. Next up, from We'll Go USA, it's called Z Storm. Here it is. Boom. It's a decent movie, an okay action, okay story. You can check out my review right here. Okay, I can't really give it a huge rating. I think I gave it a 3 out of 5. Some people give it a 2 out of 5, but I thought it was okay. Next up, up, Wolf Warrior, starring my man Wu Jing and Scott Adkins. Some people are disappointed in this because it's not a lot of martial arts. It's more of a war film, and it's got some cool scenes in it. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. I see some people give it a 2.5 out of 5. Don't go in thinking it's going to be a huge martial art film. Just some action in it. And I gotta say, the CGI in this is not that great. It's kind of cartoonish, kind of hurts it some for me. And of course, more fight sequences between Scott Adkins and Wu Jing would make this a lot better. But you can check out my review right here. I'll definitely say pick it up, check it out. If you can find it for rent, give it a shot at that first. Next up, on Blu-ray, Cub from Artsploitations. Pretty cool movie, cool horror film coming out. Definitely gotta pick this up. It's not in English though, you gotta read the subtitles, but it's a pretty cool movie. You can check out my review right here. It's like a Boy Scout's going to the woods, to learn some stuff. Of course, there's this one kid that gets picked on all the time, and he's the main character, but in these woods, there's some crazy stuff going on in here. There's this kid, as you can see with the cover, this kid wearing this weird mask made of bark, and he doesn't talk in it, and he also has his partner, or this other guy that controls him, is an adult, and they have booby traps all through these woods. It's a pretty cool movie. I'd definitely say check this out if you're into horror. I think I gave this a 4 out of 5 or 4.5 out of 5. You can check out my review right here. I highly enjoyed it. Some people will give it a mediocre, but I think it's pretty good. Definitely got to check this out. And let's say a bunch of kids get ran over by a truck in here if you like kids getting killed. Next up, from Arrow Films, it's the only one I got of the month. It's called La Grande Buffet. Hey, it's a pretty cool movie. I highly enjoyed this. It's French, and don't be lazy. Read the subtitles. There's no dubbing in this, but overall, it's a really crazy movie. I've never seen a movie like this ever. Never seen a storyline like this ever. I think it's like 3 guys or 4 guys. They go out and try to see if they can eat themselves to death. They order all this food, and they just start eating and eating and eating. They bring in some prostitutes. There's a bunch of nudity and people having sex, and very crazy movie. And people actually die from eating. A lot of farts towards the end. People farting, and it's kind of like a darkish comedy at some point. And what really got me like kind of knowing that was a kind of a comedy is when those who died, they're sitting in the freezer, but in the background you can see them looking out this little window in the freezer. And overall that gets filled up with the guys because they're all dead. But anyways, really cool movie. I enjoyed all the extras on this as well. Pretty cool movie. Definitely gotta give this a shot. Definitely crazy. Different, weird, but really good. Alright, coming down to the little bit I got left is a huge box that I had to get on Blu-ray. And it finally came down in a really good price. I couldn't deny it. $80, but I basically got it for free thanks to my Amazon points. I got the Wire, the entire collection. Man, I've been binge watching this for the last 2 weeks, and I'm on the last season. And this is by far my favorite TV show of all time. Not because I'm from Baltimore and I still live in Baltimore and I get to see every place in Baltimore on here that I've seen before in life. I'm still seeing from the east and the west side of Baltimore. And it's very realistic. Journalists made this movie, by the way, and that's why it's so realistic. Could be basically a true story. And when you watch it, it's toned down too. So definitely got to pick this up. If you haven't seen it yet, shame on you. If you're waiting for the Blu-ray, hey, it's out. Pick it up. Anyways, man, I've been watching this like crazy. And the crazy thing about binge watching an entire freaking series, you start having dreams about it, because I'm watching like 6, 7, 8 episodes a day. And I think a couple nights ago, I couldn't even sleep because I was just having dreams about it, like I was living in it. It's kind of weird, but that's what happens when you binge watch stuff, and it's kind of scary. But anyways, definitely gotta pick this up. Very good. If you haven't seen it, definitely get it. Definitely worth the price. Okay, next up, last film I got. It's a steelbook edition of Insurgent from the Divergent series. It's the second in the series. Not as good as the first, but it's a pretty cool movie. Some people may not like the series, but hey, it's more of a teen kind of film, but it's got cool action in it. I like it. It's got a cool storyline to it too, and I definitely gotta pick it up. If you like the first one, you'll like the second one. Pick it up. And of course, I don't think you can get the steelbook anymore. It's all sold out. Anyways, guys, thanks for reviewing. That was everything I got in the month of August. It was a lot, and I basically watched every single thing in that too, except for the last season of The Wire. I'm still on that, but that was a lot to watch. Anyways, don't forget to check out all my reviews. If you don't have your annotations up, you can go below. Click more and you can see every single, I put links down there. You can see every single review there. Just click that. It takes you straight to the website. Check out soreelflix.com. Don't forget to subscribe to YouTube. Come on, need some more subscribers here. Alright guys, thanks for viewing. Don't forget to come back again next month when I share everything I bought in September. Alright guys, thanks for viewing. Ninja out.